Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Time Car Talk. Howdy, it is the In Wheel Time Car Talk show today, coming to you from Gulf Coast Auto Shield's second annual Car Social Cruise In. Just ahead, we talk to some of the folks in attendance here today, along with another employee. Cireen's going to be with us. I got to drive the all-new Buick Envista, and no, the dashboard lights did not go out in mine. I'll give you my thoughts on it. Conrad has the cruise-in calendar and This Week in Auto History, and later we'll bring you the stories making automotive news headlines. Just ahead on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, who's out there socializing somewhere. He's
because
back there.
Because it's a social.
It is a car social. Where are the cocktails? It's a car social. We have to.
I'm
there's
leaving at 10, and I'm going to one of those.
There's a garbage can over there full of empty beer cans.
Yeah,
Actually,
sure.
There's mimosas and margaritas coming up for me.
We also have King Conrad DeLong here. We need more Jeff Zekin on the dais. And also joining us today is the ever-popular chief engineer, David Ainsley. So glad that you could join us as well. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Now, over in the hot seat, as we call it,
dun, dun, dun.
It's Cireen Piz, and we thank you very much for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm kicking.
You're always here and always alive and kicking. So Cireen has worked for John a couple of years?
I started with John in 2020. So
3 years.
3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So I met her because she did her magic on the 2001 Corvette.
Yes.
I think more than once.
More than once.
Sorry.
But that's the first time you actually let me buff and polish it.
Yeah.
First time you brought it to me, I took all the bumpers off, and it left these stupid halos, but you didn't want us to buff and polish it. And I was like, okay, fine.
She knows
and
what
then you
she's doing.
finally let me touch it, and I was like, oh, hey, by the way, I know what I'm doing.
I didn't that was John. I had nothing to do with it. I said, here's the car, and then he gave it to you. So he was the one that instructed you to do whatever your magic was. And that's what we're going to put that right up here, right up next to you, right there like that. Yeah. That's right.
Right there.
Yep, right there. So what is it that now I was going to say what you don't do here, but let's talk about what you do here.
How do you make them better?
Every car that comes in here will look better when it leaves. That's it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
No matter what we do to it, it will look better when it leaves.
So you do the buff and the polish.
I was just explaining is these days I'm not doing a ton of buffing and polishing. I'm doing a lot more coating, training some of the newer guys. It's like obviously I got to pass my knowledge on to somebody. I've been doing this for 14 years. I will be 40 on the 16th.
You will not.
I'm turning 40. Yes.
She looks like she's in her 20s.
Oh, you're cute.
You do.
Thanks. Thank you.
Seriously.
But she's another December birthday with the rest of us.
Are you?
I am December 16th.
19th.
Wow.
19th. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't have birthdays anymore.
You don't have a birthday, okay?
No.
But yeah, it's these days mainly what I'm doing is a lot of coding, coaching, training.
How is that coding to apply?
The coating is pretty easy. I don't know if
is
you saw
it liquid?
me. It is a liquid. So you put it down on an applicator pad. You apply a thin layer, let it kind of bead up, and then I go back through and I just apply another thin layer just to even out that beading. Once it starts to haze out, you kind of do a streak test. So you just wipe your fingers through it to see is it leaving the rainbows. It's like if your fingers take the rainbow away, it's still too wet. If it's leaving it, it's good to go. Then you add your leveling aid on top of that. And the leveling aid, it's like for like a self-leveling concrete. It goes on and it levels out the pad streaks in the original coating you put down. Yeah, and so once you put that down, then you wipe that all off. Then you go back and you actually top coat it.
So application, it's a 3-level process.
Correct.
Three, yeah.
Yes, there's 3 layers to
But you have to prep the surface first.
Correct.
And John was saying that apparently everything that comes out of the Arlington plant, the SUVs, the Cadillac Escalades, are just terrible.
They're terrible. There's so much trash in their paint. I mean, there's so many fish eyes, and I'm surprised. I am very surprised at the way paint looks these days coming out.
Well, the scary part about it, and I used to work for a dealership way back when I was 10. Back then, it was all acceptable. But today, I would never say to the dealership, I'm not taking that car until you fix the paint because
They can't.
well, they attempt to, but they probably do more damage like I did, especially on the white painted cars.
Well, that's what I mean. They can't. They don't have the skill sets to do it.
Right.
They'd have to send it out to somebody like this for. Typically, it's called paint correction, but
Correct.
Even when I worked for General Motors, there was a guy with a Corvette, and we sent it out to somebody else because he was fussing about the quality of the paint on his, and it was a C6. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do this at the dealership because he wanted us to paint it. And I'm like, we're not painting your car. That's a black and white because first time you paint the car, it'll never be the same, and it only gets worse. So we sent it. Actually, we sent it to Ritchie Collision up on the north side off of Veterans Boulevard, and they took care of it, did a wonderful job with it. Guy was thrilled to death and happy when it was done, but the dealerships aren't capable of properly correcting the paint issues because
we were
they
never
don't,
taught.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I was never taught how to buff a car.
Well, a lot of dealerships, they don't have skilled, trained detailers. Right. They're bringing people in who've never really done this before. I've worked for a lot of dealerships as well in my lifetime. And they bring in people who can do the basics, wash it, vacuum it, do the windows,
and that's
the
all
basics.
They want.
That's all they want. They don't want people who can go to the skill
level.
Well,
they're not going to pay them either
exactly.
if they found them.
That is exactly it. And that's why I choose to work for here instead of other dealerships. I mean, John pulled me from Post Oak, and it's like I could have worked at one of the greatest dealerships. I mean, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Bugatti, they're the nicest cars, but I choose to work here because I actually get to take my time and actually love the cars the way I want to.
And is the quality of their paint that much different than the quality of a GM?
It certainly is. It's so much softer. You start going with your buffer, you can burn through that stuff real fast. Real fast.
I can do that.
Do not come near my car.
Yeah, no. Well, back in the day, those hoods had a nice ridge that was stamped in them. Oh, man.
And
I can make that white ridge black just like that. Where's the paint? It's on the buffer
now a
pad.
Pinstripe.
Yeah. Oh, it was great.
At no extra charge.
No extra charge.
It's free.
I'm sorry, sir. I know that you just bought this beautiful new white Impala, but we're going to have to send it to the paint shop because that moron, Don Armstrong over there, buffed right through the paint that's only about that thick.
Nice.
It was awful.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awful.
Good
So
job.
has the Corvette paint improved with the C8 versus the C7?
It has. Yeah. I mean, it's still real close to the same, but it feels like it's got a thicker clear in some areas, more on your ridges, on your edges. It doesn't seem like it's easy to burn through on those edges. Like you can actually kind of round those edges a hair if you get scratches and stuff on them.
But the orange peel is better than it used to be?
No.
No.
That's still about the same.
Oh, my God.
That's always going to be about the same as long as it's done by machine, and unfortunately.
My 77 Corvette that I ordered from the factory came out of the St. Louis plant.
Well, that was grapefruit peel.
Oh, my God. It was. It was just absolutely horrendous.
You would get puddles of water in the peel on that.
It
on
was
that
just
generation Corvette.
It was absolutely the worst, and I didn't. It was my first attempt at having a nice car, and we tried to sand the orange peel off of it. Not a good idea.
No.
Not a good idea. It was just horrendous.
Because you've got a peel that's about 6 mils deep on that car, and you've got like 3 mils of clear and about 3 mils of color.
Just awful. Just awful. Well, paint has come a long way in general.
Oh, yeah.
Over the whole industry. I would say in the past 10 years, wouldn't you? Would you agree with me?
Oh, yeah.
In general, the level, the quality of paint all over is some of these factory paint jobs that, and I can't be specific, but we drive press cars, Mike and I do. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you, there are some of those paint jobs, and especially I think it's the Asian makers. Oh, my gosh. Some of the paint that comes out of those Asian factories, unbelievably good.
Oh, yeah.
They look almost like custom paint jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite breathtaking, especially when you get it in the sunshine and you look at it and you go, wow, That looks really good.
They've got some great paints.
They do.
They really, really do.
And they know how to apply it. It's truly amazing.
It is.
So,
do you think the difference is in the paint product or in the process of applying it?
I think it's in the paint product. I think it's the difference in the EPA regulations based on which continent you're on. It's based upon what type of a clear they use, whether it's a water-based clear or lacquer-based clear. I mean, here in the U.S., I believe it's a water-based.
Everything's water-based.
Is water-based clears
for a number
now.
of years.
Yeah, and I think that's honestly what's impacted a lot of GMs and stuff paint, because that's where you're getting more of a ripple and you're getting more trash in it because it's not a thicker clear. And I don't think they hold up nearly as long. I think even your old Japanese cars, I mean, their clear still to this day is. I mean, you can buff it, polish it, and comes
still workable.
Right back. Exactly. You take the same year old, American-made car, and you try to buff it, and you burn right through that crap.
I know how to do that.
If it's still there.
Exactly. If there's anything left, you will definitely burn through
Let's
it.
talk about the wraps. Are you doing the wraps? Are you doing the clears?
No, I don't do any of the PPF. No, I definitely don't do that. I don't have the patience for that crap.
Yeah.
These guys, I don't know how they lay an entire hood. I can't lay the screen protector on my phone without a bubble. Okay, I don't get it. It drives me nuts.
Well, I mean, and they work by themselves, and they'll take a car, and I've seen them, and I'm sure probably some of them are here. But at any rate, they work by themselves. They got all their lights on and everything, and
most of them put their headphones in, and I mean they spray gel down, and then they take this big thing and they just go whack on the hood, and then they squeegee it out, and I don't get it.
Well, and to me, the real trick is doing the edges, the door edges, the window glass, all of the stuff where the actual film ends. How do you? Yeah, there's the trick.
Well, there's a pattern actually cut out, so it's already like a puzzle piece. It looks just like the door. You know what I mean? And so it all just goes straight on. And then
so they don't have to trim it?
No, they don't. They'll go back and they'll trim down the edges if it sticks up. But no, the whole thing, they're not doing it in bulk anymore with just one giant sheet and come through and cut it. We have a giant printer over there that literally laser cuts an exact template of the door, and it puts it on. It's super cool.
But even at that, so the one that y'all did on our truck, where it goes around the cab, I mean, it wraps around the cab between that and the bed. Well, somebody's got to get in there.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's cut out like its normal shape, whatever it needs to be. They peel it off and they stick it on, and they...
Yeah.
And they have to sit there with the squeegee, and they somehow... That's where I don't get it. I don't understand how the crap works. I've tried. I've tried to play with it, and it drives me insane.
I'll tell you, to me, all I can think of is trying to line shelves in your cabinets in the kitchen.
Yeah,
it drives me insane.
I do not have that.
I don't have the patience.
I'm not
for
that kind of a girl.
Yeah, no, it's just it drives me insane. I can't do it because it never lays flat, and I'm a perfectionist. Then you have to peel it off. Then you try to relay it again, and now all the glue is kind of stuck on there. It just doesn't work for me.
Just get plasti
start
dip.
with a new one.
The patience
just plasti dip it so you can
go.
peel it off.
The patience of Job.
Just spray the crap out of it.
Thank you. I'll call you for all of these suggestions in the future.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So same thing applies with the window film.
Yeah.
What do you got? One guy that does window film, or does he also do the paint protection film?
No, we got let's see here at this shop, most of the time we've got 2 to 3 guys that do the window film. And that's basically all they do. And then we've got a couple guys that are cross-trained that do the PPF and the window tint.
But the window tint also comes off the laser cutter.
Correct.
And a lot of that's not just for shape, it's for waste. Because they'll fit they'll fit one here, they'll fit another one here, sideways. So that you're not wasting a lot of it.
Exactly, and you just peel it out, just weed it out, and it makes it a lot easier for these guys these days.
What is your favorite thing to do?
My favorite thing to do is to buff and polish.
Is it?
Yes, put my headphones in, nobody bother me, be back over there and just like on
nobody
my little
dare
cart.
Bother you.
And just go, exactly. Don't dare. But it is. It's my favorite thing to do when I'm in my zone and it's like I can
It's
just
therapy.
go. It is. It's therapy for me.
Yeah.
But it's like the problem is it's rare that I'm not like, hey, Cireen. Hey, Cireen. Hey, Cireen, can I get this? Hey, Cireen, where is that? Cireen, when is this leaving? Hey, Cireen. And I'm like, okay, I'm never going to get this car done. So, yeah.
Kind of like us pulling you over here right now.
Oh,
to
actually.
be on the car show.
I'm okay with this.
Are
I'm
you?
okay with this.
She doesn't have 15 people bugging her for details.
Exactly.
I know.
No one's coming up to bother me for anything right now because they're like, that would be rude. She's on air.
Well, John,
No,
John,
it was
John,
like they were talking about, are we on the frame? We're not on the camera, are we? Okay. You know, they don't want to be on the cameras, but they don't want to be.
Exactly.
I told John that I've had to order some new wheels for my car because the other ones are so corroded that it cost me twice as much, 3 times as much as the wheels were actually when they were brand new.
Yeah, to resurface them.
Just not worth it, and they leak at the bead.
Oh, yeah,
so
no.
screw that.
Screw it.
So I bought me some new wheels that arrived today. Said, bring me the wheels in the box
I want them in the
because
box.
he wants to coat them.
Yeah, we have.
I never heard of such a thing.
We have a new technique. Okay, so we've had the wheel coating for a lot of years, and the wheel coating makes it so like brake dust stuff like that actually doesn't adhere to the wheel. So I mean, your wheels are still going to get dirty. I mean, obviously you can't repel the world from anything. I have people come in. Well, is it going to keep my car from ever being dirty? No, I can't repel the world from your car. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
But it makes it easier to clean.
Correct. It makes it so stuff is not actually going to adhere to it. So it's when you've got hot brake dust, it doesn't. You know how it builds up in the corners?
Yep.
It doesn't actually do that. And we've actually got a new technique of actually putting it on with an airbrush instead of wiping it on with the pad and then coming back and wiping it off. We actually put it on with an airbrush because then it goes on smooth
That's why
and
he
even.
wants them.
Exactly. Because we put it on. If you do it without the wheel on, it's so much easier.
Well, they're brand new.
Or without the tire on.
And with no tire, and they're black chrome.
Oh.
Yeah,
Is that for the vet?
yeah, black chrome.
Are you bringing me the vet?
Well, he said bring the vet because we'll change the tires and everything for you.
Bring my baby back to me.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I about
could
you. Just bring the damn car.
Basically, I just want my car back.
I could do that, but I didn't even think about that.
Well, why not?
Well, I was just going to take it over there to Discount Tire. Here are the wheels. Swap it all out for me, and I'd wait for them. And
Don, do I need to smack you?
Yes,
yes,
you do.
apparently so. You have
Back
no
of the head.
room to smack anybody. You're the
No.
one that gets all the smacks
Smack him again
today.
for me. Smack him again for
Yeah,
me.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Who is your detailer?
You.
Okay, don't let other people touch your car.
Okay, well,
Thank
I won't.
you.
All right. It's
I'm possessive over my
I
details.
know. Well, and it's dirty right now
See?
because I had to have a new clutch put in it, and then they've had to readjust the shifter thing in the back, which is a screw I found out. And at any rate,
And chase an electrical drain in the battery.
I got that taken care of.
That was the power seat.
The power seat was making the battery drain.
Oh.
So we got that fixed. It's been one thing after another.
Okay.
But
Well,
I'll
don't
bring it.
drive it through the car wash. Bring it to me,
No, I'd
please.
never do that. Well, it doesn't go through the car wash because
Thank
it's
you.
too low to the ground.
And he drove it out in the boonies on a dirt road in Alvin.
No, it was not on a dirt road. It was a gravel
Richard
driveway.
Tomlin's driveway is a dirt road.
Yeah, I have to give you him on that one.
All right. Well, whatever the case may be. All right. So there, take that.
I am your car
And it is in the
Okay, I'm
boonies.
going to bring you the car. I might bring you the car today. I don't know.
Okay, do it.
All right.
I dare you.
If the wheels get here in time, I may bring it. How late are you here today?
Until I get stuff done.
Okay, because
I don't know. I got cars leaving at 11 and then probably later. So, I mean, I'll be here for a couple hours.
All right. Thank you. Cireen Piz
Well,
is
thank
our
you.
expert
Thank you.
here at John Gray's Gulf Coast Auto Shield. So come see her. Come see her, come see her, come see her and save.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, time now for the cruise-in calendar. This is a big one, and all the big expensive cars are now cruised in.
Yep, and still coming in.
And they're still coming in. So if you've got a
So
nice
if you're out on the road and you want to come by, cruise in, and look at some gorgeous iron, stop by Gulf Coast Auto Shield.
you need to get,
mainly fiberglass.
You need to get going on that, please.
The let's see.
You didn't edit this
Tonight,
before you.
tonight is the Bluebonnet Street Rotters
I'm telling you.
at Freddy's Steak Burgers in Bryan College Station. the Pflugerville Coffee and Flule. That's what they call it, Pfuel. In Pflugerville, Texas is tonight.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
And then tomorrow is Pistons at the Park at the Brown Santa Fe Toy Drive in Pflugerville as well. Cars and Coffee Toy Drive at Noe's Cafe in Spring. Woodlands Coffee and Car for a Cause is tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. And also is Coffee and Chrome at the Avalon Diner at 12810 Southwest Freeway in Stafford. And Don will be there signing hero cards.
I don't know about that, but we'll see. Not hero cards, that's for darn sure, because I don't have any of those
No,
things.
we're going to make you some.
I can only imagine what that would turn out like. All right,
Just like the picture you showed me earlier today of the turkey.
That's right. And we can't get into that because it's a little bit risque. So just leave it at that, all right? Time now for
More
this.
gay than risk.
Time now for this hour's car review. Time for the 2024 Buick Envista. Now, if you're a Buick fan, you're probably going, Envista, they don't have, no. It's a real car. It's an SUV. It's a crossover. And it's cool. It looks good, and it is very different. It's a different Buick. If I were to take the Buick insignia off of the front, you would not know what it was.
You would think it was an Asian import.
It really is a good-looking car. It comes in 3 trim levels: the Preferred, the Sport Touring, and the Avenir. I had the Sport Touring. It is considered a small station wagon, or in our estimation, it is a compact SUV. Seats 5 people, including the driver. Exterior changes, it's all new, as I said. It does share some parts with the Chevy Trax. So this is a Chevy Trax, really, in the Buick guise.
Clothes.
Yeah. Exterior features: extra sharp exterior design. That is a new direction for Buick. Large open grille with the new Buick logo above it. Squinty headlights right at the top of the fenders. You saw it. I had it last week. Fastback roof design with a chrome rear bumper. Bet you didn't even know that.
I missed that.
It's got a piece of chrome back there, at least it looks like it. I didn't really pay that much attention to it. It doesn't stand out like, the old chrome bumpers. But it's very unique, and it's really cool looking, believe it or not. There's no yawning on this show either, by the way.
Yes, sir. Go ahead with
Just
your
trying to make up for that? Or
Go ahead with your review.
Okay.
I'm enthralled.
I'll bet. What I liked, everything. This is one cool cookie. What could use improvement? Nothing. Don't mess with it. This is a good design. Interior: sleek integrated instrument cluster that is integrated into the dash, but it goes from the actual instrument cluster through across where the infotainment system is. It's one screen. It's integrated, but it also stands up. It's hard for me to describe that screen, but it is really a cool, different way.
I was going to say, 15 years from now, that's going to be hell to replace.
I don't know. But it really is a sharp-looking design. High-quality materials with super door cards. Lots of high-tech in this. If you want it, you can get it. It's all connections all through the cabin. I don't know. They must have hired a new design team there at General Motors Buick division, because this is one slick cookie.
You like the look of it.
Trim level dictates lots. You can even get it a la carte if you would like. Even on the lower trim levels, if you don't want the entire list of stuff that comes with the upper trim levels, you don't have to get it. You can order it one by one. Yeah, it's really cool. Cargo trunk room is enough. What I liked about it, the design and the big screen dash. What could use improvement? There's a big question mark. Now, what's it powered by, Don? Well, it's powered by a 1.2-liter itty-bitty tiny weeny thing, a turbocharged 3-cylinder motor. 3 cylinders. Three.
It just don't sound right.
It doesn't sound right, does it? But it does, and it turns out 137 horsepower and 162 pound-feet of torque. You're thinking, oh, my God, this thing is a slug. No, it's not. That 6-speed automatic transmission works rather well with it.
It's about the same size as a Route 44 at Sonic.
Pretty much, yes. Tow rating, forget it. Doesn't tow anything. 28 miles per gallon city. Highway is 32 for a combined total of 30. I got 31.6 miles per gallon.
Delivered what it's supposed
over
to.
440.1 miles.
Wow.
Well, back and forth to Autorama. So it's not a rocket, but this is adequate for a small family. What could use improvement? Nope. Don't jack with it, because the gas mileage out of this little bitty motor works really well. You haven't had it yet, have you?
Nope.
When you get it, you're going to go, Don was right. You know, you forget that it's a 3-cylinder. Seriously. It acts more like a 4-banger. You don't notice that it's missing a cylinder.
Well, that's the whole thing about the turbo, is to add power.
Yep. Again, what could use improvement? Nothing. I said, nope, don't jack with it. That's what I wrote right there. Black and white right there. Ride and handling, nice, and not a Buick floater at all. What could use improvement? Nothing. Here is the real kicker. You ready? The base trim price on this is $24,100.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad at all.
Prices tested was $29,000. The base model price, the entry-level price for this car is $22,400.
Wow.
22.4, Mars.
Even at 29,
I didn't know they made anything
I didn't either.
29 is a good price as well. I was in it. I drove with you in it. It's a nice little car. I liked it.
It is.
Well, and that from somebody who drives the SRX.
Yeah.
Now, what the competitors? Cousin is Chevy Trax. It starts at $20,400. I didn't know that either. Hyundai Venue. I've not had one. Didn't hear it. $19,800 for the Venue. Or the Kia Seltos, which I'm driving now, is $24,390. Those are entry-level prices. And that's my review of the Buick for 2024, the Buick Envista with the Sport Touring package on it. Hey, the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, and podcasts are available on over a dozen of the most popular podcast outlets. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggie Land? Head to the Lupi Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana, stop in at the Lupi Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants invites you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via inwheeltime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeart Radio app, search for In Wheel Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Wheel Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/InWheelTimeCarTalk. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts.